Lock in. Come on, Jay. You ready? Here we go. Remember.
What's your name? What's your name? Good. Good. What the fuck? Good. Mm-hmm. Okay. These toys. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Don't blink, kiss your boy. Welcome to the show. Because of doing whoops, having a wonderful day on this glorious, and I do mean glorious, freaking 24th July 2026. The 24th is the 23, I believe. No, it's 24th. We slept for most of the night. Yeah, from 11 to 4 a.m. Went in, jerked off, and now we're ready to go. So, without further ado, let's continue today's content. So this is, oh, oof. Wait, someone quick, someone give us an asteroid. Babidi babidi hoopla. I ain't word to say. Babidi hoopla. Is that a tank top or a new bra? Oop, Snoop Dogg has got a freaking boob job. Didn't you listen to the Lash Brown meathead? same shit that he said. Okay, 58, 36, 34. 58, 36, 34. Nice. I created a Devon Shady, I'm top liver. Because if you want a little bit of me, good old an operating. Operating. You hear this song? Come on, the rap. An operating. FCC won't rescue me, BBB, so let me be. They're trying to shut me down on MTV. It looks so empty without me. So come on, this. I'm on your lips. Jump back, jiggle a bit, and wiggle a bit, and get ready. Because this is about to get crazy. I just settled on my lawsuit. Fuck you, giving. Now this looks like a top of me, so everybody just follow me and we need a little controversy because it feels so empty without me. Said this looks like the top of me, so everybody just follow me because we need a little controversy. Yeah, good. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Because it was a wonderful day on this glorious freaking 24th July 26th. We slept for most of the night. Yeah, from 11 to 4 a.m. Went in, jerked off, and now we're ready to go. So, without further ado, is continue today's content. There you go. Ink, why did you play this recording? Because, my dear beloved friends, your boy didn't have the storage to continue. So I have to be creative. Sunrise, 24th July 2026. There you go, perfect. So yeah, don't blink if you wink. What did I dude, because I said it, I didn't have the storage. I had to restart the video. I'm like, dude, am I gonna restart and I'm gonna do 2 intros? I'm gonna show you the same intro. So, and yesterday we finished at like 9 o'clock. I'm gonna say 9:30. I didn't have the storage, I didn't have the battery, so I felt really tired yesterday. Like, okay, well, possibly this go to sleep, right? Going to sleep is a good idea. And then what happened is I went to sleep at like 11. I want to say maximum 11:30 maximum. And I woke up this morning at 4:20. 4:20. I'm gonna say do like this, then I was gonna do like this, but then I said no, don't do it. Yeah, so this is when I wake up very, very well rested. But there's a moment where you wait when you slept so much that you're like, ugh, I'm still there. I am still there. So it was a good morning nonetheless. It was really nice. We slept a little bit more than I expected, which is not a big deal because I was able to oof. Nice. Okay, good. That was a mistake. We didn't do like yesterday. The Wi-Fi is working, which is a freaking noise. La 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 la. We'll be doing is uploading a little bit. I went to sleep, but I don't know how I figured it out, but I was like, you know what? I feel like tonight I'm going to be sleeping a lot. So what happened is I was ready to sleep. I was ready to. I uploaded so much. So even though we wasted the night, and when I say wasted the night, what happened is super simple. Because like with aging, you kind of know your body. And again, I can guarantee that this is what I do. I guarantee that's what you do, but that's what I do. So what happened was with my father yesterday, I wanted to go to bed at like 8 o'clock. 2 days ago, I went to bed at 6 o'clock because I was tired. Then I went to go to my father's house at 8 o'clock yesterday. I went to sleep at 11. I slept from 11 to 5:30. And the reason why I woke up was because I knew that I had shit to do. So your body is smart enough to say like, okay, well, you got shit to do, let's wake up, right? Which kind of is the shizzle. Then you wake up and you're like, okay, well, you did what you had to do. And this is why when the battery died, I was like, am I really gonna wait for the battery to charge a little bit to open it to make videos? No. You wanna see the sunrise a little bit? Okay. So I wasn't filming, but I am. So then, what that mean is that if I could have, I would have slept more, but I couldn't, right? So now, like I said yesterday, what we're going to start doing is gaming in the background. We did yesterday at night, which you didn't, only because it wasn't that long. And then you started to do it as a sort of, how can I put this? As an automatism, right? Now, because we slept yesterday, it's not gonna be a long intro, which is great. Which is great. Only problem is, it's gonna fuck up everything because right now, I don't know when I'm gonna go to sleep, but I know when I have to wake up. Because today's Friday. Today's Friday, so technically I got nothing to do. I was able to record. The live yesterday, and I don't know why the screen froze. So the screen of the live froze that I was recording. So this is perfect because I am only like I didn't check. So I was gonna say I was only recording the live or the picture. So the way it works is, for example, the tower. You know that we play a lot, right? It will take more space because so much going on. There's sound effects, there's ultra weapon that shows, there is the menu, there is a constant move in the menu, so some number change, so the whole screen change constantly, right? And because the whole screen changes constantly, it is more demanding. So the picture is, because, I don't know, I think it's because it's, how can I put this? Manny, thanks for the help, dude. Do this and this, nice. And then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do the research. Troop size, thank you very much. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the rally unlocked challenge. No, 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 no. Good. And I just realized that I got some rewards here. Holy shit, I got some rewards that I didn't even check. This is so cool. I didn't know that when you finish a chapter, you had some rewards. Nice. I do have to pay attention to it a little bit more. Boom, 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 ba-da-da-da-dum. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. This is kind of cool, I have to say. Because again, you think that you have faced all the content, but you didn't. We'll see if the reward is worth it. It's okay. Dude, insane. Yeah, I didn't do it once. That's not good. See, so like I was saying, we're not gonna do a 2 hours intro, but I still have some intro to do. Why? Because even though you just woke up, I still have like, talking yesterday about proof of concept, I still have like sort of a proof of concept, right? So, we are doing intros, and you guys understand that intros are just longer version, right? So this is, I want to talk about why we're doing sort of videos. I want to talk about why we are doing it that way, because technically speaking, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like every single day, you pop in a 2 hours video, you pop in a 3 hours video, and yeah, even yesterday was really some of the worst, because yesterday when I went to before I went to my father's house, I did a 2 hours video. So I woke up at I went out at 5:20, and when I was finished, and it was 7:30. I'm like, holy shit, it's 7:30, dude! I can't believe it. So then, what happened was, oh yeah, it's ready to pop. What happened was, I went to bed. I went to my father's house. I went to bed. I woke up and I did. Yesterday we did an hour and a half video, but even then, it's a 3 hours and a half videos. And ultimately speaking, we're speaking about this same subject, right? And I want to talk about this because I do think it's interesting, because this is the evolution of the content. And yesterday I spent so much time with in don't get me wrong, I did like making the video yesterday, and I stand by what I said. I stand by everything I said. I do think that was on the money. I do think that I was of course I don't have eternal knowledge, and I what I say I think is right. I'll possibly think about it in 2 years and be like, dude, this guy was wrong, dude. This guy was on drugs, bro. And I'm like, no, this guy is you. You weren't on drugs. I'm like, well, it seems like it, right? So I still believe what I said was right. However, it's the evolution, because yesterday I spent so much time trying to not trying to figure out, but um, trying to to justify what I was saying by using other people as example. So we talk about content creators, talk about movies, we talk about concept, right? But then at the same time, it's so nonsensical, because just looking at the video is what I needed, and I spent so much time looking at other people yesterday that I was like, dude, you've been making videos for a certain time, been making videos for a while. You should be your own proof of concept, because you know your content better than anybody else. And thankfully, thank God, with the amount of time I put in, I'm officially the channel that I've watched the most. Now, do I watch my videos? No. Do I watch myself talking? Yes. So when you look at the video, it's kind of cool, right? And again, this is something that we talked about before, but now we have a new reality, which is something that I do want to observe. Yesterday we didn't eat, so I'm possibly gonna be eating, if you don't mind. There's no energy drinks, because we had one yesterday. I got 2 left. It's not because I grew a conscience, it's because I grew a need to ration something. Yeah, and I'm gonna check out the price difference, and I think the 12 is better. I think the 12 comes in as less expensive, but I'm not sure. So when I started making content, right, because that I was doing I was doing Twitch streams, right? And then I started making, so we're just gonna be focusing on the normal, because the gaming itself is complex. The gaming itself, I'm relying on a game. So if the game is great, there's no a need for time. There's no need for, okay, well, am I interesting? Am I getting straight to the point? Because the gaming is interesting. So I got a direct motivation, or I got a direct influence on the content I'm making, which is the game itself, right? So that is kind of cool, right? But then you notice, okay, give me a second. I need my 2 hand flaps. I didn't think about it. We need 2 hands. Yeah. So, so with the game is different, which is why I kind of want to go over sort of the main channel first, and it does sort of affect it, because the way it affects both channel for sure, because the way that I'm doing things on the main channel, when I'll talk about a game review, when I talk about how a something inspired by a game, I've had to be, for example, Devil May Cry second season, first season, which is a good example because we did it recently, right? Also, what's be really cool to do is Sekiro movie came out, and the Sekiro movie is gonna be that. Sekiro movie is a movie that is based on a game, but this is a almost not an, it's stupid to say, but it is almost like a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's not a once in a lifetime, but it's been a long ass time since this happened. This happened being I'm gonna be seeing a game inspired game inspired movie, or movie inspired game? No, a game inspired movie, as the right terminology. On a game that I haven't played that I heard a good stuff of, on a game that I didn't play but I do own, on a game that I didn't play but I'm interested in trying. So this is actually really cool, right? And then you got Cyberpunk Edge Runner. In the case of Cyberpunk, it's kind of complex because, and this is just to show you, right? This is just to show you, like, again, I'm not gonna say proof of concept because I don't think it applies, but conceptualizing what we were talking about. Cyberpunk itself is an amazing game. When you look at Edge Runner, it is inspired by Cyberpunk. It's the same universe, but to me, I don't get the huge like vibes from the game, right? However, what is really cool is Cyberpunk introduced something. For example, when a character has wires, which you use as a weapon. When a character Rebecca, she has a shotgun, which you can find in the game. There is a specific module, which is a dynamic time, which is basically time slowing, right? And then you can have it in the game. So because of that, people change their playthrough for that, which is kind of cool. But then in that movie, you don't see the gangs, you don't see Johnny Silverhand, which of course is important because otherwise it would just be the game itself, right? But it is kind of cool. So by doing this, yes, there is a direct aspect of who I am as a person, right? Because I'm not relying on a game, I am retelling a game or retelling my story with a game, right? Which is a bit more of a personal history or personal experience, right? So with the content, the way it changed, and I do want to talk about that because I do think is amazing, and we talk about justification and not needing justification, but also, okay, let's put it like that. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday, but not morning, which is not yesterday morning. It's yesterday night, which was Wednesday night, right? I was talking about burping because I was drinking. It was yesterday morning, I believe. I was burping. No, it was last night. Holy shit! I was burping because of the soda, and I was talking about how I didn't feel the need to say sorry because as a kid I used to say sorry too much, right? As a kid I used to say sorry too much, and I was like, okay, well, I don't need to apologize. The people that are watching the videos and finding that I'm burping disgusting, they don't know me. They don't know me. They're not responsible for my past trauma, right? So can I blame them, nor can I punish them for what I went through, because they have nothing. When I say nothing, I mean nothing to do with what I'm feeling, right? So let's not punish people that didn't do anything, right? I was watching Caleb Heron. I think he's funny as fuck, and he was talking about high school bully. He was making a joke that a lot of people, they say that your high school bully became fat, and he did a joke which was what? I'm gonna show you because I think it's funny. I think it's really funny. Okay, so Caleb Heron. It's a short, so it's not that long. Caleb Heron, fat bully. Yep. No, I need a specific. I need a specific, dude. And of course, okay, Caleb Eran. We aren't so different. And this is where it gets a bit weird. Because I know exactly who it was, which is Trixie Mattel. No, it's not gonna be it. I'm not gonna be able to find it. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. Look. I am so embarrassed by how much I know this, because this is not healthy. Like when you know exactly what is the clip, you know exactly what they were doing, when you know exactly who was the interviewer but the interviewee, because you doom scroll, right? You doom scroll so much, and you see how many shorts do you see per day, but this one stick with you. And I didn't see this yesterday. I saw this months ago, but it's still really funny. So let's check it out. Super good. No.
Oh, look up that guy who's mean to you, or that guy who ghosted you on a
Look.
date. He's bald now. You know they do that all the time with fat as well.
Do they?
Oh my God, they'll say, POV, your high school bully is fat now. I go, uh-oh, I didn't bully you. Can I stay out of it?
There you go. There you go. There you go. You see, this was just relatable. But then this makes you think, because of course it's just silly. It is just silly, right? I feel so bad, bro. This is back to the gaming, but like we did notice that I fucked it up. I fucked up something. It's not a big deal because I'm gonna do it today, but it's just like you could have done better. You could have done better. You could have seen better. You could have paid more attention. And because you didn't pay attention, then you're suffering. Am I really suffering? Probably not. Could have been helpful? Absolutely, dude. That's my mistakes, right? But coming back to the subject because we're turning around in circle. Apologizing to people is important because the people that need an apology didn't do anything to not deserve an apology, versus the people that are responsible for the fact that they don't want to apologize. They're not gonna watch this. They don't care. They're not nice people. I was talking about this with Carly, and I mentioned this 100 times. Carly was really pushing me, thankfully, to establish boundaries because she's like, you're getting hurt all the time. Don't you realize that you're not putting boundaries? Like you're kind of right. So I started putting boundaries, but then I had a problem with boundaries. I had a problem with the principle or concept of boundaries, which was what? Which was, well, if you're a good person, I don't need to establish boundaries because that's common courtesy, right? Boundaries are put because people are. So it's like this kid who's starting to bite you. You need to establish boundaries. We don't bite people. It's not nice. And the kid's like, oh, I didn't know, right? But you don't tell him before he bites you, like, hey, don't you ever bite me. Because the kid didn't bite you. Didn't deserve this, sort of discipline, right? So yeah, so as I was saying, oh, somebody's talking to me. What? I don't know what they're talking about. And of course, I'm not going to be able to know, there you go. Which animal is a fish? It's a whale. Ooh, seahorse, dolphin, or whale? I'm gonna go with whale. Yeah, I'm gonna go with whale. Seahorse, dolphin, whale. Well, seahorse feels more like because of the texture of the skin, feels more like a seafood, but it's not food. Dolphin feels more like a shark, but shark is a fish. And a whale was a mammal though. Like a dolphin is the answer? I don't freaking know. Does it matter in my life? No. Is it something that's interesting to guess? Kinda, somewhat. So like I was saying, I was talking about this yesterday, and I was talking about, well, it's not really nice, and you shouldn't do that, and what I was trying to say, this need of justification, and because we're doing video that are very long, I don't think I need to justify myself. However, I also don't think that it's super normal. Hence why I need to explain it, because I'm not necessarily self-conscious of what I do, nor do I care about what I do. However, the second it's being called out weird, you do feel the need to be like, hey, no, I'm cool. I'm part of the normal class, I'm part of the normal people. Please understand I'm part of, you're not. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine, right? Be weird, be yourself. So, when you saw what I was doing before, it was very shy ink, right? And I know it's funny, but very shy. So, very shy, very uncomfortable. From the first video that I did, I remember exactly what they were. I was depressed. We started testing food. I was depressed because I had Dead Chef at work. And I was starting the tower. I was watching Breaking Bad. So because I was out of work, I was like, okay, well, I want to make content. And this was the first time where I had like a break from work, which was considerable because it was still 6 weeks. And that 6 week was kind of important because I'm like, dude, how can I put this? You're making content, which is good, but now you had the time to make content. And this is awesome because that was in 2023, right? And in 2024, we lost our job. So when I lost my job, I was like, okay, well, 2023 was a good example of what to do. However, there was a full year of making content. And if it wasn't for that period of time, I possibly wouldn't have started making content. So I would have eventually made content, but it wouldn't be as normal. So then by 2023, what I started doing was food review. I got comfortable. We started doing movie review. Started filming a lot, which is my way to work. It was my way to work. It was the meal of the day. I started filming a lot, right? Because I started filming a lot. It was just cool. It was just something that I wanted to see. It was just something that I cared about, right? And it was part of my life. So then I started being more comfortable, but also on the opposite end, I started being more needy. Because I was like, okay, well, I need to film everything. Why? Because if I'll film something and there's something more important that's going on, then I need to film it. I died. I died. Yes. So and also, all you need in the last 5 years, all you need in 40,000 videos is you need, my hair's crazy. All you need is one video which is considered unimportant because you're like, dude, I filmed that and this was not important. So if that is more important or considered more important, I'm gonna film it, right? And then you're like, okay, well, this is not important, but I filmed something that was less important before. So I'm also gonna be filming this, right? So I started doing a lot of smaller videos before shorts. And the reason why I was doing shorter videos because I thought every single element was worth filming. But subconsciously, I was like, dude, this is not important enough for you to film half an hour, right? Now, this does come up today or yesterday. Was the subject yesterday important enough for 4 hours? No. Was there 4 hours of content? Probably not. Did I still do it? Absolutely freaking loosely. Why? Because you see, like, I was making content, right? And I was making smaller videos. Then last year, I kind of went crazy. I was doing a lot of videos, but they were longer. Why? Because I have lost my job and I had more time, right? So I would say, okay, well, I don't care how many videos that you are doing today. I want you to do at least 10. But then what was going to happen is, it wasn't the 10 video that mattered. It was the, it was the, can I put this? It was the time investment. So you're doing 10 videos, which is still a respectable amount. But then if every single video lasts for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, then you quickly shows up with 3 hours, 4 hours of content. And like I said, we still have this problem today. We're gonna make videos and we're not gonna be planning correctly. Example, yesterday I did an intro and I had a lot to do. The intro was 2 hours. Yes, I had to go see my father. Today I don't, but I still didn't have. It is not. I'm not gonna say it's not normal because I don't believe in not normal. Because then you understand that the description, the meaning of normal is very flawed. So you're like, well, I don't believe in the term normal, but I don't think it was super normal at the same time, you know. So then we started making videos. I was making too many videos, so the problem was uploading them. The problem was the constant storage demand, which was a bit harder, right? Holy shit, we're missing out. I'm just gonna unlive myself. Boom. Oh no, I died. I died. What happened there? There you go. Boom. There you go. See? Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Boom. Okay, definitely too much. Oh, I should have done this. Should have pulled through, but I didn't. Okay, so like I was saying, then I was like, you know what? And this is crazy because I was uploading too much. I was like, okay, well, this is demanding a lot of storage. And even then, I was willing to do it again. But then what I was doing is, I realized, because I started doing live on TikTok, I realized that I spend so much time making videos, right? And this is absolutely insane because this is 5 years summarized. This is entire story summarized, which is nonsensical. Like, it doesn't make any sense that you're able to tell a sort of a loyal story about your entire career, right? Career is a big word, but still. And again, now we're doing it at 5 years. I'm doing it right now. Will I be able to do it in 3 years? I don't know. I don't know if in 3 years I'm going to be able to say the same, because in 3 years a lot can change, right? I can be doing a family style content in 3 years. I don't know. It would be surprising, but hey, you never know, guys. You never know. You never know. You can meet love, and it's safe to say that in the space of 3 years, you know that, okay, well, this will be a good mom for my kids, and she'll be able to tell us, like, this is going to be a good dad for my kids or not, right? So it's all a question of getting to know the person, but getting to know the person that you love isn't that bad, isn't that long, because you spend so much time together. Like, okay, well, that took a lot less time than I expected. Boom. I don't know where I'm fucking up. This is where. Dude, this is impossible. Holy shit, dude. So, like I was saying, I started noticing that I was putting so much time into sort of making content, but not so much time into developing a community. And I was like, okay, well, this is missing. This is something that I should work on, right? And what was cool with that was I was like, okay, well, you could have put more time into your content. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start doing live. I started to do live, and I didn't even worry or thought about or even question if yes, this is something doable or it's something that's not doable. So then I got to do live, and before there was a nice balance because we were doing videos, I was doing live, and I was doing streams. So you were getting all sort of variety, but not the variety of content, variety of what is needed. For example, right? Oh, I did this one thing, and this one thing is gaming, which is fun. I did this one thing, and I did a normal video, which allows me to talk about multiple subjects without it being like A B C D C. So if you look at yesterday, yes, there is so many sideline, there's so many side tangent, there's so many things that are not a direct line into the subject we want to do, right? But if we did, we wouldn't have a 3 hours video, right? So I started doing some live, and then it was more so what people want to talk about. Then with live, I stopped. I lost the community that I had, and then because I lost the community that I had, I was like at zero. Being back at zero was hard because I was like, you know what? I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to say, right? So because I didn't know what to say, I was in a position of I forgot to do something. Oh, for fuck's sake, dude! Like I'm telling you, this is demanding. Mentally speaking, demanding, dude. Demanding. Good. That's good. And I forgot to do this. This is the quest. So get all kind of assistance. Yes. Good. Good. Was that a big deal? Because it's 10 minutes. It is 10 minutes, right? So, I'm sorry if this bothers you, but it's just to gain more time. And I could give up, but if the answer to a problem is giving up, then you didn't really try. I refuse to believe that the only answer is giving up. To me, it doesn't make any sense. However, we are going to take a break. Because I don't want to seem it boring, and I don't want to spend 3 hours talking about the subject because I'm not focused, right? So we're going to do something which is a bit counterproductive. We're going to take a small break. I was doing live, and I didn't really have subjects because I had people. And then when people stopped coming, like, okay, well, you still want to do a live because you lost the community, get it back. So then I started going with subjects. Then what I did, which was the worst thing ever, this was really like the death of creativity. This was really bad because I was doing like 5 hours live, right? But I was doing 5 hours live, and I was doing multiple videos. I'm like, you know what? This live is going to be the only way I'm doing things. This is going to be the only way I'm doing my subject. So I'm going to do 5 hours. If I have 5 hours worth of videos, I have 5 hours of live. If I have 4 hours of videos, I have 4 hours of live. And I'm going to edit down. That was the worst way to do it. Worst case, you do an hour live. And then you do your videos, right? And so, like, for example, right now, I've been talking for 40 minutes. I'm not even halfway there. Well, maybe. I don't know. Nothing. I eat the top and I eat the bottom. But I don't eat the both together. So there's a difference in texture and consistency. Chanko. Look at oh. It's okay. That's okay. I need to do this. Just to take this. YouTube Studio. By the way, I'm not sure what's going on the gaming channel, but I got like 5 followers in the last couple of days. And all I seem to see is people going nowhere, expecting sympathy. It's like it's going through the notion of a scripted destiny. Whoa, now I'm not gonna make it out this time. What are we doing right now? We are checking in what can be deleted. That way we can work with a purpose. I have enough for one day. and then I have to transfer some things. That way we can edit it at 10 hours. So I'm gonna be able to do 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, which is 3, 2, 4, 4, which is 8, 10, 13. They're all upward of 20 minutes, which is gonna be 10. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is gonna be 12 hours and a half. And then I have an 11 hours video, so that's good. Gonna make sure that we did upload everything. So we got a 418, 418, 418, 418. I don't know where you are. 418.30, good. 418.30, great. 440, we did you. 341.42, 341.25, good. 420.21, good. 241.37, that is good. Got 1017, which is great. We got 341.28.41, perfect. Which is all the clips that I had before, and that's more than 12 hours. And then what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to transfer the bigger file into Merchant, and I'm going to be able to edit it. So even then, we are having like 23 hours done. That's kind of good. I'm telling you. Lately we've been doing so good when it comes to the footage, when it comes to the storage, and yes, it's not perfect, of course, but still very, very good. So we know that the 42 gigs, that's what you work. We know the 42 gigs is the biggest file we can find. We know that it's around 10 hours. How do I know? Because 60 is 12. And there you go, 10, 20, 59. You can actually tell that it's not working, which means that this file is broken. Which means that we can delete it. But I don't want to delete it, I don't want to edit it, because deleting a 10 hours video hurt my soul. So instead of deleting 10 hours, I'll delete 8 hours and something. Which is still not great, but it's worse. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Please don't call, I wonder why. But then I had enough. And by the way, in the trash we get a total of, I don't know how to do select all. There you go. Because the screen of the part of the screen is broken. Cause I'm broken when I'm lonesome, and I don't feel right when it's all this done. I'm gone away, I don't feel you anymore. I wanted you to know that I love the way you laugh. I wanna hold you high and steal your pain away. I kept your photograph, and I know they serve me well. I wanna hold you high and steal your pain, 'cause I'm broken when I'm lonesome, and I don't feel right when you're broken, 'cause I'm broken. It's Cedar and Amy Lee. But if I had to go with Cedar, I possibly would go with A Second Chance. So tell my mother, tell my father, I've done the best I can to make them realize this is my life. I hope they understand. And I'm not angry, I'm just saying, sometimes goodbye gives a second chance. Please don't want it for me. I'm not afraid of what I have to say. This is my one and only voice, so listen close to what I have to say. I just don't hate these comments you leave. No one is on it, even the man in the moon disappeared. Some languages try to see ya. Tell my mother, tell my father, I've done the best I can to make them realize this is my life. I hope they understand. Mamatay. Ça va bien? Santé?
Something.
Something. That was Cedar. That was what? That was 2011. 2011. Yeah, I was still at my father's house in Great Song, and it was a band that I didn't really like. But then my favorite song from it is not even that. My favorite song from it is Careless Whisper. Well, I don't remember the lyrics though. Oh, a dead friend, man, a lonely mind, in your restless mind. I'm never gonna dance again. This field is got the rise, no river. So it's easy to pretend. I know I'm not a fool. I should have known better not to cheat a fan. Something like that, right? That's what So, doing the lives on TikTok was the worst thing because you do it however was the worst and best thing. So, you would do videos when you were live, but I was also forcing myself to do one live per day. So doing one live per day kind of pushed the fact that, okay, well, there's not really a limit to how much you can do. There's not really a limit to how much you can film. All there's a limit for is one, right? One sort of video per day, right? So then, the problem with that was, first of all, the concept wasn't good. Doing all your videos in one, which is a live, then coming back and editing it because we're doing twice the work for no results. And even then, if you're doing work for no results, it's already bad. If you're doing twice the work for no results, like, dude, something is wrong here, right? So yeah, so we started doing that, and then I started making videos. But then the videos, like, dude, I just came back from doing videos for 5 hours. How am I gonna do 3 minutes? I'm gonna do 20 minutes. I'm gonna do 4 minutes, 5 minutes, right? This didn't make any sense. I'm gonna have one more for tomorrow. These are phenomenal. And I'm still gonna get some chicken breast. What I'm gonna do is when I end this video, or when I end my videos, right, I'll do an outro, and I'll be cooking them to eat off cam. I love doing mukbangs, but I don't need to be doing mukbang. I love doing mukbangs, but at the same time, I don't really know what I'm eating. It doesn't matter. See, I mentioned I got avocado yesterday. I heard about how my dude was filming 2 videos per day, you know? Shit. What's insane? With Nick made millions. But he was willing to spend. Like, he was doing mukbangs, which is fast food. He was doing twice a day, which were easily like $150, $200 per day. It adds up, bro, because it's $7,000 per year. Now, of course, there's a tax write-off. It's for the business. Ultimately speaking, you're gonna get that money back a little bit, but still. How much he truly spent, I don't know. But I put in some money in there, which is insane. And then, that's a shame because they're delicious, but they're not delicious because they're strawberries. They're just delicious because they are. A muffin. Such a good thing. It's so cakey. And this is 3 meal, which is good. I think it's reasonable. I think the reasonable thing is 6 meal, but there's a time when I would eat the 6 together. 3 meal is definitely better. Not great, but it's better. It's on the road to redemption. So yeah, so that time we went from A, B, C, but we can clearly identify why we went from A, B, C, right? And it was kind of cool because, you know, understanding how you got somewhere is half the job. Like, okay, well, I'm depressed. Why am I depressed? Okay, so this is the reason why I'm depressed, right? Well, I don't know how I'm gonna heal when I know when it's the hurt. Like, one other thing a shrink's gonna tell you, or I don't know, the whole discussion between a shrink and a therapist. I don't know, but a mental specialist, what it's gonna tell you is gonna be the first thing is you can talk about your current life, you can talk about your childhood. So the thing what they're trying to do is they're trying to understand. Okay, well, my apologies. When did you start hurting? Okay, we start hurting there. Okay, so it's safe to say that you start hurting there. It's safe to say that if we're gonna heal, we're gonna start healing here, right? So you start healing to where you're hurt, but it's identifying where you're hurt. Because most of the time I believe that past trauma. I just don't believe there's some tests right now, and the tests are like, oh well, you know, you can actually tell when the trauma started. No, you can't, dude. You can't. No, I'm so sorry. There's tests online that tells you like, okay, well, this is your childhood trauma. So you answer a question, and by your question, they're able to say, okay, well, this is what he missed as a kid. Do I believe in that? Kinda, but kinda not. Because it's very easy to generalize, right? As kids, we all felt abandoned. We all felt like we weren't enough, right? For example, when you're a baby, your parents are always around you. Why? Because they need to be around you. And then you become an adult and they're not as present. So you're like, okay, well, what did I do wrong, right? So they say, okay, well, you have a fear of abandonment. But we all have this fear of abandonment. We all have this time in our life where like, okay, well, my parents aren't around. What did I do wrong, right? Does that make it bad? Does that make you a bad guy? No. It's something normal. But talk about also medium. Like they're gonna go to a like an audience, and they're gonna be like, I feel like somebody has died lately, right? And in most cases, sadly, what you can do, and again, that's not gonna be nice to say. That's sort of an asshole thing to say, and I do apologize for that. But if you take an older person in their 70s and their 60s, you know, and you tell them somebody that you knew died recently, well, technically speaking, they're more likely because somebody could have died of old age, you know. It's like, oh yeah, okay, how did you know that? I kind of guessed it, right? Kind of assume. And I know assuming is not nice, but you can assume. And even though assuming is not nice, most of us, myself included, sort of assume in our head. So, is it nice to be disingenuous? Is it nice to be dishonest? No. I'd rather assume and be honest than pretend like I'm not assuming and just lie, right? So, and you can say that. Or you can take a younger person and say, hey, you got hurt recently. Yeah, because young people get hurt, right? So, generalizing is often the way of understanding, okay, well, you know. So, what I'm trying to say also is generalizing, because it's so common and because it's so easy to do, it doesn't really show why you're doing things. Because if it was showing you why you were doing things, we do all the same thing. We all went through the same trauma. We were all doing the same thing. Now, the discussion of we all analyze our bubble in different ways. And we all have a way to heal. We all have a way to process with pain, with trauma, with something that happened that wasn't really good. But at the same time, like, there's no way that we all have this. We all went through the same thing, and none of us are dealing with it the same way. It's possibly different, but there has to be some similarities. And because there has to be some similarities, you can kind of guess, okay, well, this works. So when you got a therapist, right? like I was talking about therapists and shrink and not knowing the difference, right? But it's safe to assume that they have a model. It's safe to assume that if they see 30 patients per day or per week, they're not gonna come up with 30 different solution. They're gonna come up with a couple solution and say, okay, well, I think this is gonna be working for you, but I'm not sure. And so this is all gonna be because of your psychological states. For example, there's factual people, there's emotional people, right? If you're able to say what the client is, able to say, well, I know that this technique is more for factual people, so I'm gonna offer this, and this person is more emotional. This is where we need to heal it, you know. So yeah, so it's kind of easy to guess, and knowing, and this is also kind of insane because knowing why I feel the need, or I'm able to do videos every single day that are 2, 3, 4 hours long. Maybe not 4, but still. Knowing how you're able to do this and knowing why you're doing it is sort of important. Sort of important because you're able to say, okay, well, I know this sounds crazy, but there's a good reason for it, right? I know this is nuts, but this is, you know, it's like this guy who has mommy issues, right? And he always goes for older. And then you're asking him why. And his answer, which is rightfully so, is, I don't need to justify myself. Why the fuck do you care? Then the second answer is, okay, well, you know, my mom wasn't around when I was a kid, which created this hole in my life, and now, subconsciously speaking, I'm trying to fill up the hole, which is why I'm looking for a bit older woman, which is not bad itself, right? And that's pretty much it. But it's still very nice. It's still very, very nice to be able to say, hey, I know how I got here. I know what is going on. And I know why I'm like that. I think it's super nice. I think it's super nice because then you wonder why you're like that. You wonder, okay, well, is it me? Am I weird? You know? And yes, like, the funny thing with me personally is that, am I weird? Absolutely. I'm weird as heck, right? Am I able to, of course, there was this quest of, why am I weird, right? But then I abandoned that quest. I abandoned it. I was like, dude, there's so much wrong with you. Like, you're not gonna be able to find it, right? So might as well embrace it. And then you're not really healing. You're willing to deal with the trauma. You're willing to deal with the coping mechanism, right? Which is, I believe, super cool, super freaking cool. I actually really like that. I really like knowing that. I really like knowing the fact that, okay, well, you know, I am that way. I don't need to know why. I don't need to know if this is normal. I just accept it, right? And this is part of being yourself. Now, this also contributes to denial. It also contribute to an unhealthy mindset. Why unhealthy? Because you can actually, like, okay, so for example, when you start lying, right? Well, you start lying and you start to get away with it. It's like, okay, well, I did get away with that. And then you face a situation and, like, you know what? It'll be easier to lie. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lie again. So you lie again. And then there's a third situation and now you really need to lie. Like, well, I really need to lie, right? And then you realize that you lied 3 times in the same day. And a 3 time, because you lied, you get a positive outcome, right? So because you get a positive outcome, you're like, okay, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue lying because it's a positive outcome. And then because you're not confronting or you're not dealing with that, which is, hey, it might be harder to tell the truth, but telling the truth is more rewarding and it's more important than just lying out of your ass, right? You don't deal with it, right? So being okay with who you are, being not necessarily in denial, but being comfortable with your flaws, that's always good. Because then you have to ask yourself if the flaws are normal or not. What's the point with the 3-hour videos are doing long intro and long outro? Well, it's the same thing, right? For me, it's normal. And I just told you why it's normal, right? Does it make normal? No. Even if I explain it, it's still normal? No. I can explain being a vegan. I'm still going to be seeing people. I'm not vegan, by the way. I'm still going to see people eating meat, right? I have to accept that because it's live and let live, right? You do you, I do me. And yes, I'm able to explain it. I'm able to understand why. I'm doing 2 hours videos. Does that make it normal? Does that make it okay? No. So how do I face this? How do I react to the fact that what I'm doing is not normal? What is the correct? There's a correct reaction, but the correct reaction is what? The correct reaction is to do like everybody else. Because chances are that if you're doing the same thing as everybody else, there's more chance of you being wrong than everybody being wrong, right? And that's common. That's a system of belief, and this is tough because truth is relative. System of belief, right? If I'm doing the same thing as everybody else, doesn't mean that I'm right. Just mean that it seems right, right? And it seems that nobody's gonna question it, right? Right? Does that make sense? So there's hockey, right? Am I the biggest fan of hockey? Not really, right? But at the same time, it's still the case. And you go to the Centre Bell, which is the Bell Center, which is the place to watch the Canadian or the Montreal Canadiens, right? Which is I'm from Montreal, and they charge $300 a ticket, and everybody complains about it. It's expensive. Man, I'm gonna sell a kidney to go to a match, right? Then you continue going there. So the owners or the people that are setting up the prices for the matches are like, hey, we're able to put it at 300, right? We can sell it at 300. Fun fact, I'm gonna go inside because it's starting to be warm for the phone and I can't see the screens, which is not a big deal per se, but kind of like seeing the screen, right? That's kind of important to me. So we still managed to get like a nice light. Like I don't see myself, and when I don't see myself, it's a problem. I don't know why. I know why. Why? Because when I don't see myself, like I'm talking alone. Yeah. And when I do see myself, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm talking to a camera. And of course I know that I'm talking to a camera. Duh. But it feels more normal. It's like talking alone versus talking to yourself in the mirror. You know? It's not less crazy. It's not more crazy. It is different. But it's easy to talk to yourself in the camera because you can justify. See, I thought of the thing with talking, right? And there's also the thing with talking, right? I'm going to talk to people, and I'm not going to care who I talk to, as long as I'm talking, right? So because I don't care who I talk to, I don't care about the conversation. And I think it's very common. I'm going to be honest. Yes, I like being outside, but the lighting here is so nice that I possibly should this long term. Like do some videos inside and some video outside because the lighting, guys, look at this. It's phenomenal. I think we all have been there. We all been to places where I'm so desperate to converse with people that I'm willing to have every single conversation. Right? Another thing that's coming up recently is, yes, I do talk to my parents a lot. Like for example, and that's a big problem. I'm not gonna complain because I've been complaining about this for a while now. So I'm not gonna complain once more because there's no point. My father yesterday, I saw him. I left his house. It was 10 o'clock. I told you I was so tired. And it took me longer. To upload. It took me more than an hour to upload, which is not good. It took me so long that he texted me. He said, "Hey, send me a picture of your plant." And I'm like, "No, dude, I'm going to sleep. I'm not gonna. I didn't told him I was going to sleep because he's gonna get worried or pissed off." Yesterday we were talking about the past, and he was like, "Oh, you were sleeping during the day." You mentioned it a couple times. Like, "Oh, when you were here, you were sleeping during the day," and it seemed to bother him, right? And I'm like, I'm still doing this, right? I'm just not gonna tell you. Why? Is it dishonest? Yes, but at the same time, if I can avoid an argument, you see, I don't think avoiding conflict is always a good thing, but I do think that there's such a blurry line between I'm avoiding conflict, or I'm looking for conflict, right? Avoiding conflict, you have to define it. What is avoiding conflict? Avoid a subject that can lead to conflict, okay? Right? If there's a conflict, put it dead in the water. Example, well, this is kind of dumb that we're fighting for this. We shouldn't be fighting for this. How can we solve it without fighting? How can we put an end to this argument, right? But then, is it dishonest? I don't know. Then you have to decide what is dishonest and what isn't, right? But if you're avoiding conflict, this is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not ideal, of course. It isn't ideal, of course, but if you do find that is the way you want to do things, then the way that you want to do things, then there's nothing wrong with that, right? And I truly believe that that's what it takes to live in society, right? We come back to living in society. You are in a position where you are so needy for conversation or for socializing that you'll take any subject, right? And this is actually like a really good like segue, because either you're desperate to have a conversation or you're desperate in denial, and you're looking for a conversation or to lead a conversation no matter what. So, for example, I like talking about soccer. Well, I'm so in love with soccer that I'm going to be forcing people to be talking about soccer with me. Doesn't make it normal. Doesn't mean they're going to be interested with soccer, right? But it's still the case. And then I was talking to my father about the lives and shit like that. He was like, "You told me that when you were lonely, you were doing live. What happened?" For the situation, I explained that I was in a kind of toxic place where I wasn't in control of my life anymore. It was just a place for people to to chill before they went to their main live. Right? I was sort of the when you go to the theater and you go to the theater a bit earlier on so you don't miss the beginning of the movie, but you're seeing ads for movies. Like, oh yeah, okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna go to the theater, but I'm gonna see ads because I don't want to miss the movies. But the second I'm seeing ads on TV, I'm gonna skip it. What's the difference? You pay for the ads. You paid. I pay $20 to see a movie. If there's 4 ads, I'm gonna be watching 4 ads. I pay for it, right? Versus at home, I'm not gonna be watching ads. Fuck that, right? Which is kind of a crazy concept to begin with. So I told my father about this, right? And this was exactly what my ex was doing. By the way, I told you guys the story yesterday. My ex got into a fight with the owner of the lives because she was a bit too intense. And the owner of the live came to me and was like, "Hey, you were right. She's insane. Blah blah blah." I'm like, "Well, you're telling me this for what? I'm supposed to care? You didn't care about." I told this story yesterday. I'm not gonna say it again, but safe to say it wasn't the most healthy thing, right? So yeah. So with that being said, my father told me that, and I told him the story. But this is the exact same thing. The person, my ex, was so desperate to talk to someone that she'll go into my life. She didn't care that I cared about the subject or not. She wanted to be there, and she always wanted to come up. There was no hi. There was no how were you. And at first, you're like, okay, well, this is intense. I'm not super comfy with that. But then you realize that possibly she was going through something. Possibly that was a way of coping with something that she was hiding, or coping with a certain situation. And you're not sure what the situation is, but you know that because the way the person acts. See, this is also part of the denial. Is it weird that this person is acting like that? Is there a good reason for this person to act like that? Is it normal for them to act like that? How do I feel about it, right? If the person is weird themselves, they're gonna act weird, and that's okay, right? And at the same time, it's sort of such a. By the way, guys. By the way, look at this. It's so nice. I know the apartment is a mess, but it's so nice to have that light inside. Um, it's so funny because like I see a lot of people. Best example ever. I was talking about Jersey Shore yesterday. Jersey Shore is the best example. So there's this character called Snooki. She's not a character, she's a person, but she's like a character because it feels unreal, right? So Snooki was a party goer. Snooki was a bit of a, she was a bit of a, she extravagant, right? And then she met this boyfriend, Johnny, and then she was still acting like a Jersey Shore Guidette, which means like, hey, I want to party, I want to have a good time, and yes, I'm gonna show my tits, but that's okay, right? Then her boyfriend was getting mad at her because like, dude, you disrespected me. Now, do I agree with the fact that he was mad at her? Not really. However, had the dude had a point. Like, we're boyfriend, and I feel disrespected by you. I'm not gonna take bullshit, right? Of course, the guys were telling like, yo, dude, you knew who you were before you started dating her. Now that she is who she used to be, or now that she is herself, you're complaining. You don't have a right to complain. That makes total sense, right? So there's this mentality of I know the person who they are, but I think I'm going to change them. I think I'm going to be able to change them, which to me it's sort of insane. I don't know if wanting to change someone is insane, because wanting to change someone can be very pure. Like, hey, you're doing something that's wrong, right? For example, a junkie, right? Like, okay, well, I'm going to be with you, but I'm going to make sure that you don't do drugs because they're unhealthy, and because you express the want to stop doing drugs, right? It's because you express the want to stop doing drugs. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna help you out, and we're gonna fix that problem together. We're gonna find a solution to your problem, which is drug abuse, right? So then you help the person, and one of the sadder part is all the time when you fix a person, they leave you, and you get jaded. You jaded like this is the last time I'm changing somebody because somebody else is gonna take advantage of the hard work that I put in, right? At the same time, if you're able to change someone for the better, that's your pay, right? That's your pay. The improvement is the pay, but it's still weird. And at the same time, it's it coming up as a it's sort of discussion because it is totally a discussion. Um, am I with someone because of who they are? And if I'm with someone for who they are, am I willing and allowing myself to accept them for their flaws? Am I okay with their flaws? Because if I'm not okay with their flaws, I'm not okay with them. If I'm not okay with them, I shouldn't date somebody I'm not okay with, right? It feels counterproductive. Why would I date somebody that I have a problem with, right? So it's complex. It's complex. But there's also this case where we've been together for a while, right? At first it didn't bother me, but now it's bothering me. Is that bad? Is that wrong to say? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't know if that's bad to say. I don't know. The best way to see it is my father and his girlfriend. My mom and her boyfriend, they were together for a while, but I didn't see the dynamic. My mom was cooking. My mom was cooking a lot. My stepdad wasn't there. He was going to parties a lot, right? And I love my mom, but she can be intense. So was he going to a party, or was he escaping? You know, I can only assume. This is impossible. It's impossible. We can make it as we can. Just the two of us. Is that the way to go? Okay. So this is a bit harder than expected. I know this is bullshit, but what am I supposed to do? So with my dad and my stepmom, they've been together for 26 years. There's of course there's thing that doesn't bother you. My father has a habit of repeating the same story, and ultimately speaking, he's a good storyteller. So even if repeating the story you don't really mind because it's not a shitty story, or it doesn't make it a shitty story, but there's time. I told you guys this story before, but to piss off my stepmom because there's time when you didn't get along, right? So to piss her off, what I would do is I would provoke my father. I would lead him on to be telling the same story. And I know this is a story that she heard 100 times. So like, okay, well, I don't mind, but you don't mind. So yeah. So to provoke her, I was making my father tell the same story. And she wouldn't get mad at him. She wouldn't tell him like, dude, we've heard this story a bunch of times. And what I would do, which is funny, is he would tell me the story and it's like, no way. You didn't tell me that before. I was like, yeah, yeah. And he would take like more time. And she was I love my father, but he's not the most aware guy. Um, she would cite. She was like, oh, because she heard that story so often, and he wouldn't even notice. And sometimes, what I would do is, sometimes what I would do is, this is so mean. This is thing that I did as a kid that I sort of realized that are not cool. But I would start a story. I would make my father start a story. So, for example, he would start a story that he already told me, and I told him, keep that thought because I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then what I would do is, what I would do is, I went to the bathroom and I'm like, sorry, I forgot what we were saying. Can you restart? he was like, yeah, no problem. Then he would tell the same story twice. It was even more. I had fun. I was a piece of shit. But yeah, so with my father and my stepmom, they were together. They've been together for 26 years. They were together when I was 6 years old, right? So 26 years. So of course, there's thing that doesn't bother you after 26. That doesn't bother you in the beginning. That bothers you after 26 years. My father does have a lot of problem with digestion. So you're gonna be eating and you're gonna be hearing my father burp and have reflux, and it's not really like burp. It's not like burp. It's just like, yeah, it's small burps. He has a problem with digesting, and something is wrong with his stomach, right? So yeah, he has reflux, and I'm telling you, sometimes I spent like 2 hours movie, and I'm sitting next to him, so I'm gonna be hearing for 2 hours. I'm gonna be hearing the reflux, the tummy having problem, and I get annoyed with that. I'm like, dude, this is so annoying, and I put myself in their shoes, and it can't be easy because it's every single day. And for example, if they're together the whole day, you get to go to that the morning, get to that the at noon, get to that at supper, right? So it's kind of easy to be annoyed. Am I blaming my father? No, I don't think it's his fault. But at the same time, yeah, of course, and there's not really a good. Well, that's not true. There's not. I was gonna say there's not really a good solution. But the good solution is what? The good solution is like, well, I know when I do this, I'm kind of not necessarily annoying, but I know it can bother people. So I'm not gonna do it on purpose to bother people. When I know I'm gonna be digesting, I'm gonna be on my own, right? But at the same time, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Like, I truly think that he feels bad. I truly think, in my heart of heart, that he's going to that. Is like, oh, yeah, I'm loud, right? Even then, he had problem sleeping. The reason why I love sleeping on the couch is that I sleep on the couch. It's just so comfy. It's because my father was sleeping on the couch. He didn't like sleeping on the couch, but he was sleeping on the couch because it was hard for him to. I'm. This is a true story. I swear to God, this is true. He was sleeping on the couch because he had a problem digesting, and because he didn't want to choke on his own vomit, or he didn't want to have problem. What he did, my father was a welder. Was because he's retired. He did a back, sort of a back braces. So what you do is you would put it on this. So you see this, the handle, you put it in, right? Because it's made of wood, and he made himself a back. So you put cushion, and it would kind of like a seat, a car seat, and he would fall asleep on that because it was helping him digest. And then what he would do, which is I believe fantastic, but it's kind of sad, because he was working at that time. He was working at that time. What he would do is, kind of believe he did that, but he would go to sleep, right? And when he knew that he was having a problem, he would go downstairs, and when the problem were done, he would wake up again and go back upstairs. So yeah, quality of sleep is fucked up. And ultimately speaking, he still have those issues to this day, and it's not easy. But as a person, as a partner, as a person that lives with a person that has problem, yes, it's annoying because it is very noisy. Can you blame him? No. Did that make it okay? Kind of, because it's not his fault. Are you gonna be? But at the same time, if you know that, I was talking about Snooki, right? If you know that, this is what I was going to with it. If you know that you're, and there's a point in this, which we went far side tangent, but there's a point for this. Um, if you're with this partner and you're trying to change, accept them for their flaws. I don't think all flaws should be accepted though, and I don't think accepting flaws for a couple of years means that you have to be accepting of it your whole entire life. I don't think that's right. I think it's kind of bullshit. I need to text something. Uh, do we have another? Because I've been here for a while, and then if we do have good weather, I could possibly no, kind of. Okay, yeah. I can kind of make multiple videos, because I don't know what time I'm gonna go sleep today. I have to update the application. I hate when they do that. I hate when they force you to leave the application to update it. Oh shit! What is that? We can make it as we can, just the two of us. Okay, this could be cool. Yeah, I have this problem where I'm downloading a lot of things, and this is super cool. This is super cool. What's going on? I don't have storage to do it. Because I don't have the storage. Oh, this is great. I know that soon he's gonna tell me like, hey, you're running out of storage. I have to go to the bathroom. Okay, good. Just the two of us. Oof. Oh yeah, I told you. Didn't believe me. Ugh. And we're back. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's the muffin, the fiber from the muffin. But like I was saying, I forgot what I was saying, but exactly what I was saying. But I was talking about Snooki, right? And then as a boyfriend, you can accept sort of not necessarily want to change the person, but you can kind of be like, okay, well, you know what? The way you're acting is not super good, right? Right? It's not super good. So maybe you should change things, right? I don't think it makes it okay. I don't think it makes it acceptable to change, but something can bother you after a while, right? So you can want to change them. It's okay to change your partner as a partner in a relationship, kind of, because you're together, you live together, so there's compromises to be made, but there's also a like I want you to succeed. I want you to be the best version of yourself because that is the person that I'm waking up to every single day. This is the person that I'm seeing every single day. I should possibly charge that. Yeah. We've been doing good with batteries also. It's been a while since, knock on wood. Don't say it, Ink. Don't say it. Don't say it. It's been a while since we had a battery close on us. Which I knock on wood. Now, the question isn't if you can change your partner, because we established that, right? The question is, can I change puzzle and survival? Yes, there you go. There you go. Install. So they're asking me for an update, but there's no update. Okay. Weird. Can you do that as a friend? You want to change your friend? Can you change your friend? Because we're still together often. We're still together for years. But it's not a one-on-one. You could have more than one friends. Well, you can have more than one girlfriend, but you cannot find out about each other. A little bit of a polyamorous joke, right? And I think the answer is yes. I think you can change if the intent is good. I think you can change your friend. I think you can ask your friend like, "Hey, you're doing something that bothers me." Like most of the life lessons that I've had are from friends, talking about how, "Hey, you're doing this. This is not really cool. Hey, you're doing this, and I don't know if you realize that this what you're doing is kind of problematic. Kind of problematic, right?" So like, okay, well, I didn't know it was problematic, but now that I know, I get the choice to change or not change, right? I get the choice to change in a way of, I know that this is bothering my friends, or I get to change in a way of, you know what, I don't care if I bother people, as long as I be me, as long as I'm comfortable with myself. If they don't accept me, fuck them. Because we're talking about partner changing and friend changing you or changing somebody else, but if this person is okay with who they are, do they have a right to refuse? They have a right to refuse, right? And then when can you convince can you be considered? Because again, there's also the social aspect of it. When can you be considered as stubborn, or where can you start being viewed as a selfish prick because you're like, dude, I've asked you to change, you don't choose it. Or I asked them some simple thing. For example, I think that the most disgusting example possible, but fuck it. You're a single dude, and you've been single for 20 years. You've been single for 5 years. 20 is a bit too much, right? I hope I'm not single for 20 years. And you know, I have the habits of when I go pee. Well, I'll leave the seat up, right? Now I have a girlfriend. She moves in. I have this habit of leaving the seat up. She get accepted for a period of time, and then she said, "Hey, just letting you know, it would be cool if you would lower the seat because I'm also living here, and it feels like you don't really think about me when you're leaving the seat up, right?" And then your answer can either be like, "Hey, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I'm going to be more cautious. I'm going to be more caring. I'm going to be more aware that you live here." It can be, "Hey, fuck you. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it up if I want to." And that's super selfish because you live together, right? But so this is a clear case, which is one of the extreme, right? But there's also cases where no, there is totally a lack of understanding, and there's totally a lack. For example, take the second example, the girlfriend moves in, right? And she says, "You know what? I do want to paint the bathroom pink," right? and you're like, I'm not a big fan of pink. Can we find a color together where we're both happy with it? Can we do a compromise? Let's go with fuchsia. Let's go with violet. Let's go with, I don't know, lavender. Lavender's a nice color too. And the person tells you, no, we're going with pink. You get to decide every single other colors in the house, but the bathroom is mine. So then this is complex. So you're not sure what to do because, like, she's right. This is also her house. I got to choose every single other color of the house. I'm going to be painting it anyway. No matter what color, I have to paint the bathroom because the painting is not well done, right? There's spots, it's not well painted. There needs to be some work done, right? So I am going to be painting it no matter what. And you ask your friends, right? And then, because you refuse to do it, what does the person do? The partner does. They ask their friend, saying like, hey, am I reasonable? I asked for one room out of the whole house. That reasonable? And her friend are going to tell you, hey, you're right. And your friend are going to tell you, hey, you're right, right? So what you have to do, you have to find neutral people. Neutral people, weirdly speaking, are people that really have your back. Because a real friend will be able to tell you, like, dude, you might have to, you might lose this battle. You might have to lose this battle. Fake friend will tell you, like, no. It's your, well, I'm not saying it's fake friend. I don't think you can value the quality. Okay, I don't think you can value the quality of a friend with their opinion or the answer they give you. But at the same time, I don't know. They might be caring. They might, if they tell you, fucker, you choose what you want, but they care about you, that's good. If they tell you, fucker, you choose what you want because it's the simpler answer, and they just want to give you the answer that you want, that way the conversation is finished, that's a fake friend, right? So you have to decide, do I like this answer? Do I like the reasoning behind the answer, right? So yeah, so it's tough because there's no perfect, there's no good answer here. There's no good answer. What color should the bathroom be? It doesn't matter. Why? Because there's different people act in different ways. You get house dynamics. So for example, I live with a person which is very strong-willed. I'm a bit weaker will. So I don't mind if something is pink. I don't mind if the room is pink. We might talk about this a lot because it was the problem. My parents, my stepmom wanted a piece of the house to be pink. My father was like, not so much. People are gonna judge. And then she won the battle, but that battle was a fight for a couple of months, right? Versus my mom, which was completely opposite. My mom, who came to live with her boyfriend, and because she came to live with her boyfriend, she wasn't expecting changes, and she was being acceptant, right? She never asked to change the color, but the whole house, my stepdad, the whole house at my stepdad was white. The painting was white, so it's sort of it's different that if you there's a color that you don't really like. And my stepmom was a bit more demanding. Like the number of times color changed, but then there was something that my father did that was really sweet. Yeah, she left for, I don't remember where she was leaving from, but he painted the color. It was green, and it was a weird place. It was the entry. So you had a lunchroom, you had a kitchen, you had the entry, you had one room, you had the bathroom, you had my room, and you had another room. So basically, it was a big house. And yes, it was a place that was weird, but it still listened to her. And I remember the worst thing that happened was we colored the behind the TV orange. And I got ADHD, I know, hard to believe, but that orange was completely fucked me up. I was looking at the painting when I was looking at TV. Then they changed it back to blue because they knew that was a problem for me, so. Concession. Well, the question of conception, but coming back to what I was saying, right, should a partner be able to change you? Yes. Should a friend be able to change you? Yes. As long as the intent is good, and as long as the relationship is good. For example, if a girl, she comes to you, and the first week she expects you to change, like, dude, you don't even know who I am and you want me to change. What's up with that? After a year, after 2 years maybe, right? And then there's common knowledge, for example, don't leave the seat up when we're to make sure that when there's no more of an item, which is milk, make sure that you tell the other person and make sure that you replace it, right? And common living in society, right? And it's super normal, it's super simple, but Sometimes it's still. Like, for example, I would have a hard time in a relationship because I'm so used to being my own stuff and being my own boss and doing my own schedule and eating what I want and going to sleep when I want. It would be hard for me, right? And forget about that, just the work ethic. It would be hard for the girlfriend also. But if it was to be, it was to be, and I would be happy to be in a relationship, right? It depends. It depends on the communication that you have also with your partner, right? It depends on the communication that you have with your partner. If you have an open communication where everything is pretty understanding, it's cool. That's why I feel like a lot of people, they move together too quick, right? Then that's not the subject, right? Because there is a subject ending which is coming soon, and there is a perfect ending which I believe is perfect, right? The perfect ending is the following, right? Can a partner change you? Yes. Can a friend change you? Well, depend on the friend, but yes. But you get to choose if you change for anybody. You get to choose if you change for yourself, and you get to choose if you change for anybody. And if the answer is no, you have to deal with the fact that you don't change for people, but at the same time, you respect yourself enough to say, you know what? I'm sorry to say, I'm not going to change. And if people don't accept it, fuck them, right? And also, there's this other point, which is if they're willing to accept you. But I don't know, because the willing to accept is complex. The willing to accept is, I know you're flawed because I love you, I accept it, but it doesn't make the acting or the action right. If a person, I have this friend, and we've been friends for a while. We've been friends for years, and this person is super nice. Shout out Antoine. Antoine smokes a lot of weed, and it makes his mouth mushy. So Antoine has this habit of spitting, which is not a big deal, but it's still spitting, and it's a big problem because we'll go to the terrace in a restaurant, and we'll be spitting in the terrace. But this is basically where people eat, and you're not aiming at table, you're not aiming at people, you're aiming at the ground, but it's still disgusting, right? You have to tell him, like, dude, this is fucked up. Don't do that. But then, are you imposing changes? If the guy is happy spitting everywhere, then you should be able to spit everywhere. It's just gnarly, dude. It's just gnarly. I wouldn't do it, but can I expect other people to do it? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's complex. It's complex. There's no wrong answer. There's no right answer. The right answer is live and let live. But if the person you're letting live is bothering you the way you are, that's what it is, right? So all of this is saying, we're gonna repeat ourselves one last time. Do you mind? Can a partner change you? Yes. Can a friend change you? Depending, yes. Right. A partner is important. A partner is supposed to be your best friend. A partner is supposed to be your number one. You know. Will you change for yourself? That's the question. If the answer is no, then who cares if I do 2 hours videos or 3 hours video? I'm comfortable with what as long as I'm comfortable in what I'm doing, as long as I'm okay with what I'm doing, as long as I come to terms with the fact that, hey, this content, although you're a big fan of doing 2 hours, it's not for everybody. You're limiting your growth because you're in a position where you're not being mindful of the needs and want of other people. People are not likely to watch a 2 hours video. Like the first year of making content, I was getting 0 follows, 0 views because I was doing 3 hours live. People didn't know me. Like, I'm not going to be watching that guy that I don't know for 2 hours. Right? Does that mean that content was bad? No. Does that mean that it could have been different? Yes. Do I think that I should have followed the guideline? It depends. It depends. It depends. If your first action as a content creator is to be doing content your way and be doing content that you're familiar with, yes. See, with content creation, it's a bit harder because it is sort of artsy and it's sort of your art, but there's also the algorithm god, and you kind of are doing it for other people, right? But in a perfect world, you're doing content that you like doing, and you're doing content that people enjoy watching. So it's the best of both worlds, the best of compromises. I'm not gonna watch it because I don't like this content, or I'm gonna watch it because I like this content. Because I watch, you're gonna keep making that content, right? That's why people lose a lot of followers, because after a couple of years they start changing, and they start changing because the person that they were isn't doing the job anymore. And it's not a bad thing. It isn't wrong per se. But at the same time, are you stuck? Like I'm seeing people that are doing, like they're doing Fortnite, and they're stuck doing Fortnite, and they're stuck in that mindset of if I play anything else, I'm stuck there. That I would hate. That I would freaking hate it. But if they make a living like that, and ultimately speaking, if they're happy, who am I to judge? Who am I to freaking judge? So again, all of this is say, do you be yourself and try your best. And that's it. I love you guys. Take it easy. I was gonna make more video, but now the apartment is actually pretty hot. So I think I'm gonna take a break. Because what other video that I could have done is the movie that was good. The movie's gonna take like an hour and a half. I got so many of them. Or what I can do is I can finish this. I can watch movies. I can watch movies. I can do whatever I need to do. I think I'm gonna go back to sleep, to be honest, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Why am I sleeping so much lately? Is the energy drinks. Because I'm overstimulated. And my body's not used to it. So when I put it back on, my body's like, what the fuck are you feeding me? And then I get overstimulated, I get more tired. And because I get more tired, I tend to oversleep. And your body gets used to oversleeping. Yeah. Your body gets used to oversleeping because, like, dude, I'm so confident when I'm sleeping. And in here, they're asking me to sleep, so I'm going to sleep more. And if in here they're not telling me to sleep, then I'm going to act tired because I'm like, dude, you don't realize that you're tired, you know? Basically, what I have to do is I have to do a movie review. The problem with the movie review is I now have like 12 movies to review. I'm not even joking. I got 3 on YouTube and I got every single year. I'm trapped and I'm just here. I'm trapped and I'm just here. Oh no. Whoa. Oh. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 10 movies to do. And I gotta do the tower talk. That's it. I believe that's it. I do believe that's it. Yeah. I have it written here. Oh no, that's more than that. I have an Oceana video to do. With its kitchen nightmare. Okay, so what? Movie. Good. That's it. Yeah. On that note, I love you guys. Take it easy. Take care. Thank you so much for watching, as always. I will be back. I want to be back at like 12 o'clock. Maybe 1. Because, I don't know. I just think it's sort of nice. Whoa, wait a second. Oh, dude. And I'm just here. Oh no. Oh, guys. I fucked up. What did I do, Ink? $142. 5. Every single year I try. Because I'm leaving soon. Don't link. It's your boy Link. Come to the show. My dear friend. Yeah, we fucked up. What did I do? What did I fuck up? I forgot the phone outside. It's not a big deal, per se. But yeah, so that's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna. There's two possibilities. Either I'm gonna be watching a movie, then going to sleep, and I'm gonna be uploading, or I'm going to sleep right now and I wake up at like 3 hours, and then I do another movies. And I think I'm gonna do a movie though, because I'm tired, but I'm not that tired. And there's a light in my, there's sunlight in my apartment, which is very, very healthy. And because it's very, very healthy, I kind of want to take advantage of that. But you have to understand how much we're filming lately. We've been filming like crazy, dude. I've been filming. Yesterday I did like a 2 hours. When you think 2 hours, you're also thinking it's so insane because we're doing it 2 hours of videos. We're doing it 2 hours of nature corn. We're also doing the 11 time 2 hours of the tower. So yeah, so it's a content machine, and although I don't have problem with the storage, we're getting there very, very well, very well. But at the same time, I cannot. I have to be mindful. Since I have more storage that I can film more, and it's not because I can film more that I need. I need to upload more. So, for example, if this is kind of productive, this is very counterproductive. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you realize, right? If you realize that uploading becomes a problem, it was a problem. I'm not even joking. It was a problem like 3 days ago. It was like, dude, I've missed 2 hours. If I don't upload, I'm gonna be in trouble because my phones are so full. There was one of the more present problem was, I think it was, I remember it being Fortnite, and I streamed for 50 minutes, and then I was like, dude, I have to go. I don't have storage, and I didn't upload anything, and I didn't have storage, and I had to go. That was a big problem. That was a really big problem because I was like, dude, you're literally penalizing yourself because you don't have storage. So we reach a position where I'm a bit more, not surely free, but I'm a bit more, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a bit more likely to not suffer from making mistakes, right? I'm a bit more, the shackles are a bit less tight, right? So does that mean that I can do a mistake? No, but it means that I can relax a little bit. And in the perfect world, what I'm doing is I don't give up. I keep a uploading schedule that is actually pretty intense, but I don't give up. And then we reach a level where not only am I able to upload in a healthy way, but even if I miss a couple of hours, a day doesn't really matter. And to me, it's fantastic because it's very reachable. As much as it's pain to say, the difference between we're doing good and we're not doing good is a couple of days, which is great. Like for example, I can actually say, and I can actually like 100% say that I can spend like a whole day without uploading, and we'll be fine. We'll be 100% fine, which is great. However, if I'm doing this, I'm setting myself back for a couple of weeks. Because I'm like, okay, well, yeah, you didn't upload that day, so you have to upload now. You have to upload, you have to upload, you have to upload, you have to upload. That's actually pretty sad. Because I'm not at a level. Will I ever be at a level? I have this fear. Well, not this fear, but I have this, in French we say crainte. What is crainte in English? I guess it's apprehension, right? I have this apprehension that, okay, well, I get comfy because I do have storage. I get comfy, and because I get comfy, I'm not doing as much as I should be doing, and I get lazy and complacent, right? We're talking about relationship. That's the death of a lot of relationship, being complacent, thinking that everything is okay, taking things for granted, right? And it's tough. It's tough. It's tough because there's no right answer here. There's no right answer. But anyway, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna be watching a movie, and then we'll continue. The goal yesterday night. The goal last night was not even to watch a movie, because we've been watching a lot of movies lately. I do want to watch an anime. The problem with anime is, and it's so silly, but I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it's so sort of out of the ordinary. Is a movie when it's bad, I don't care about. I don't care about giving it up. I watched this movie which was Lone Wolf 2 days ago. It was bad. I didn't finish it. It was just bad. Am I gonna do a review of it? No. But a anime, I'm like, dude, like you see the comments, you need the number of views on that video. Like maybe if I wait a bit more to get better, and then maybe if I wait a bit more, turns out that I've been watching this for 2 hours and a half. I'm invested. There's an hour left. It kind of sucks, but I'm still gonna finish it, right? So this is unhealthy. The plan was to watch an anime. Also, anime is good because I can do the same amount. Say I'm gonna do 10 minutes per movie. I'm gonna do a 10 minutes per anime, right? But the anime takes 4 hours and the movie takes an hour and a half. So you can watch 2 movies when you watch one season of anime. Takes the same time, so you're making a profit, I guess. But anyway, I have a hard time leaving. I like talking to you guys. I like, and it's sort of bizarre because Project Vendetta, which I haven't uploaded almost at all, and when I say almost at all, I mean almost at all. I haven't. I barely uploaded, right? And in the last 2 days, we got 2 follows. It's not a lot, but when you think that the follow count is 5, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Oh, close to dying. On the ground I lay. I died. And I died. I got more. So yeah, so I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. I'm gonna do is we're gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish that puzzle and survival. And then we're gonna go. We're gonna go. I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna be sleeping. Every single year I crash, I disappear. Crash, I disappear. Oh no. Ah. Okay. Good. Non, je n'arrive pas. Il n'est pas obligé d'être. Okay, good. I'm gonna do something. My apologies. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see.
It's game point, right? So I mean, the jab step, broke his ankles, step back three, nothing but. He had to be there. Be ready with the high protein from Factor.
the border of the kingdom.
Thanks a bunch, kid. Please, wait for me! Board! Can I come too?
I gotta say, you're quite the lucky one, pal. You got the last seat.
You're a lifesaver. Are you a traveling merchant? What kinds of wares do you plan on selling in Heels?
Oh, I managed to get my hands on some soap.
That sounds interesting.
Why, of course, it's a very luxurious resource.
Do you carry them in your item box?
Heavens, no. I carry my wares in this backpack. Only about 1 in 1,000 people have the good fortune to obtain the item box skill.
Oh, I see. So then, what about a skill called appraisal?
That will be incredible. Obtaining such a rare skill as that is every merchant's dream. As you know, it's only possible for heroes from another world to acquire the appraisal skill.
I see.
Since magic appraisal tools are so difficult to come by, only large guilds and countries have enough influence to get them. Did you not know that?
Of course I did. I was just saying it'd be great to have it.
Wouldn't it be marvelous?
Gotta be more careful with what I say. But this is good news. It means there's almost no chance of anyone using appraisal on me.
Anyway, what are you traveling to Keels for?
Oh, well, I was actually thinking of crossing the border.
I'd say that's a wise decision. Maybe there's been a bit of trouble brewing in the kingdom of Racigar. Hear this from me, young man. There are rumors that the country might close their borders soon.
No way! Oh. You're kidding. They've suspended all travel services? It doesn't look like there was any sort of emergency around here. I see now. The reason they stopped all the carriages was to prevent citizens from leaving the country at the same time.
Yeah, because if the population drops, then so does the number of soldiers. The higher-ups here in Racigar seem hell-bent on starting wars wherever they please. We're actually planning on hightailing it out of this place soon. Truth be told, we're a lot better at hunting monsters than we are at fighting wars. I suggest you get out of here while you still can, brother.
That's a good idea. Glad I decided to leave the country so quickly. They mentioned monsters, right? I bet a real hero could take them down without breaking a sweat. Though I might be able to solve this with money. Excuse me, I'm looking to hire a couple of escorts. Did I come to the right place to submit a request like that?
Yes, we can help with introductions.
Good, because the carriages have been stopped. And I'd like to go to the Kingdom of Munich on foot.
In that case, due to the length of the trip, you'd better offer 7 gold coins minimum.
That's quite a lot.
You see, ever since it was announced that the shared carriage services was suspended, there's been an increase in requests like yours. Considering the high demand, I suggest offering a reward of 8 gold coins to make sure it's accepted.
Very well then. 8 gold coins.
Thanks. I have the perfect party in mind for you. Hey, Werner, are you available? This gentleman is hiring.
Honestly, they sound like a cool enemy.
Are you heading that way?
The name's Werner from Iron Will, and I'm a C-rank adventurer.
Hi, I'm Makoda. Also, if you accept my request, I'll be willing to return. It's not me. Yes, my skills shouldn't cost much anymore.
Sounds great to me. Let me discuss things with my partner first. I'm promising this.
Thank you very much.
Want to leave now?
If possible.
Understood. In that case, let's leave the morning.
Looking forward to it.
Likewise. How's Vincent? You down south?
Howdy there.
Sister O, I'm H.
Werner,
And from here, Argina.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Makoda.
Now, let's get going. Off to the Kingdom of Venus.
All right.
You're rescued for this.
Oh, and then I'll take us a lunch. Let's just please.
Oh, I see. Yeah, nice to know. That was very good traveling tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah. Let me on the space.
This next one was incredible.
I actually got myself a Isn't that?
You got guns! This is one of our just life signs, so we're medical. Give you some designated guns right away. As if we might find other man.
You're nice.
This is the old board, you know. What a 50 gold coin! No way!
I didn't have to go. So I normal portal. Yes, it was on my version instead. Means nothing more display than the transactions.
Dom Link, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Presenting Wolf's having a wonderful day on his glorious 24th July 2026. We finished making an hour and a half of videos. I could have done more, but the apartment is very hot, so I'm not gonna be able to film. It's okay. We'll do some gaming, and then in like 2 hours, we'll restart videos when it's a bit colder. But that's pretty much it. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen, and to see where we can go, and that's pretty much it.
Thanks, I appreciate that a lot.
Like I say, I'm looking forward to our meetings.
Count on me. something else in life tonight. We'll see. It's embarrassing with everyone watching. Can you please wait over there until I finish cooking? Truth be told, I just don't want others to see these ingredients in my own grocery. First, let's get the thin head couch carrots on sale. After the tablespoon. Oh, whoops. Almost forgot to add sausage. Taco is done.
Yeah, this looks like a good anime.
Taco. It's a kind of sausage and vegetable stew I used to eat back home. Thank you for the food.
What is it called?
What's wrong? I can make something else if you don't like it.
Wonder Cup of Another World.
Is it that good? I'm going for the time. We're going to see up the project of vendetta.
It's such a waste of the sounds like a
I'm glad you like it.
I love this because of all the good food we can eat, but trying a lot lighter than usual. It feels as if playing sauce is up till then.
Awesome. It's really great to hear. You're acting like this. I'm trying to actually supplement, but I didn't add anything. Well, they say the couple dishes won't be easier than the lessons for your mind. I think I should try using appraisal. What you did? What happened? Sorry. Another one. What was that like that? Did you eat my phone? Maybe it was the other phone. Now that I think about it, this is pretty dangerous. Technically, to them, this moves from another world. It can increase his stats on strength and MP. If anyone wants to talk about this, it would definitely for sure turn out badly for me. I'll have to keep this a secret from everyone. Recently, the kingdom of Eden in a few days. Once we cross the border, the U.S. Thomas Hopkins trouble. We've been moving through the forest. You'll be best. We set up camp here for the night.
I'll find some what?
Sounds good. I'll get you on site.
And I'll start cutting ten for us. How does the red warning sound? Great. I can't wait to try it. It's safer not to tell anyone about the ingredients I get from the online grocery. I'll try to use things from this world as much as possible. I can prepare this meat by pork. First, I'll cut it into thin slices. I won't worry too much about anything in the house. Now, the next step. Well, sliced meat is marinated. I'll try to get this cabbage like vegetable I found while working. This will be perfect. Ginger fried pork just isn't the same without cabbage. Then, it's time to get a frying pan with a bit of vegetable oil. Just hot enough. We'll add the marinated meat. I found something delicious. This definitely tastes amazing. Now to make sure the meat is completely covered in sauce. And because how hot the pan is, the marinade will caramelize around the meat. Done.
Your gut is like a garden growing both good bacteria and bad. That balance is key to a healthy gut environment. Benefiber's plant-based prebiotic fiber nourishes the good bacteria, working with your body to help your gut and you flourish effortlessly. Every day, grow what feels good with Benefiber.
Water, we good enough. Once it's finished, that's a wrap.
What if you could print every idea to life? Make your project at vistaprint.ca.
It's good to be back.
To Uncle Scrooge.
What's the scripture?
I say to you, sir, Merry Humbug! Merry Christmas! Humbug! And a Happy New Year! Humbug!
Merry Christmas.
All I did was pan fried and create marinade. You should be thinking more foods.
This is the first time I've eaten cabbage. Well, I must say this combination goes very well together. The juices for the color.
Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli start to travel west after Merry and Pippin and Sam and Frodo move to the east, and they're really close to Mordor. The Fellowship was intact almost to the end, because if you'll remember, they've traveled down the river Anduin from Lothlorien after making it there, after coming out of the Misty Mountains. But Misty Mountains and their exit point is actually very close to Rivendell as the crow flies, but they've traveled much farther than this. Because as the Fellowship leaves Rivendell, they travel south past the ruins of Osts and Edhill, which we see in the travel montage, before they make it to the pass of Cahadus right here. And that is close enough to Isengard that Saruman is able to influence and wake up the mountain, drive the Fellowship back. They go back down into the Gates of Moria to go under the mountain and exit into Lothlorien. So the ring has made it all the way from the Shire to here, and there's more. Yeah, the Fellowship breaks almost at the borders of Gondor.
Who wrote it? Like, literally, who wrote that? I wrote it. Who wrote it?
The probability. You want to test your luck?
Hey, salut!
You want to test your luck? No, I help the homeless. I'm asking if you guys want to. Oh, my bad. I help the homeless. Oh, right here, bro. Oh, no, nothing like that, bro. I'm saying spin the wheel. The girl just wants cigarettes over there. Yeah, no, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Did you guys want to spin the wheel or no?
Hey, salut! C'est Zach. Bienvenue dans une journée dans ma vie.
Je commence toujours mes journées avec du soleil, un grand verre d'eau, puis une petite pommade pour le visage. Oh que oui, c'est toi le plus beau. Ensuite, direction le sentier pour un petit jogging de 50 km. Après mon jogging, j'envoie un don aux enfants malades, puis je vais reconduire ma fille à l'école.
Bonne journée, ma chérie! Hey, t'as oublié quelque chose? Mon bisou!
Ensuite, je me dirige au travail en écoutant le podcast sur les crampes menstruelles.
Et oui, les filles, je suis avec vous.
Au retour du boulot, je fais des caresses à mes beaux petits chiens que j'adore, et puis direction barbecue pour faire des bons petits hamburgers pour toute la famille.
Sans oublier, et oui, le ketchup. Hey, salut!
And summon Espers to your aid.
Guys, that was a Genova leitmotif.
To your aid.
That. How do I show you? What's the one on the boat? Emergent? Is it emergent? Not on the boat. Emergent? Is it emergent?
Enjoy. There's food as well.
Hey, you there. Where's my serving?
You eat the largest portion, so I need to take care of everyone else first. You're next, though. Don't worry.
Very well.
So I made a Phil-sized helping of rotten teriyaki, which amounted to pretty much the entire rest of the bird. Finally, we reached our destination, the border of the Kingdom of Venus.
Yeah, we'll go see, guys.
If it doesn't look bad, I'll go ahead and explain things. Thank you.
Is everyone to be alright, do you think?
Nah, sure. You understand anything other?
Just as long as nothing bad is okay.
So is it true then? Have you understood your form of familiar contract with each other?
Yes, it's the truth.
You see, a Finbeer easily brings destruction upon their country and people. Under no circumstances can that be allowed.
Phil, it seems they're concerned because you're a legendary monster. They're afraid of the trouble that they might be in. That you would never do that. I mean, would you?
Honestly, what kind of blind species take you for anyway? I will not accept the monster, but it's not social trouble. I'm not, so that I give you my solid word.
Holy crap, he's talking about people. We're cameras taking his own. Is that acceptable, sir?
Yes, Finbeer doesn't need to see so much over there. Very well. Make it.
Right, yeah, but...
You'll be expected to keep that Finbeer on a very tight leash.
Yes, of course. And Phil, please try to behave forward here, okay? Or else I'm the one who will be held responsible.
Watch yourself.
I'm only telling you how it is. Hey, you better constantly nice. You'll have no choice but to start holding their meals. I mean, it's
I'll believe that. Actually, fine. They don't fight some chatting with us. He's never been riot or anything like that.
And besides that, we're probably wants to go and make a plan for his own food.
I see. Yield cards, please. Sir,
my, yield card? What?
if you don't have a yield card, it's 5 7 points to enter, and 2 for your familiar. Sorry, I need to explain that to you earlier. I didn't know about handling it so badly like that.
But hey, worked out. So, thank you.
You're welcome, but I'm afraid your problem's not over quite yet. A Finbeer entering the kingdom is no small matter. It's sure to reach the additional food contract. After that, it's only a matter of time until he gives money.
Well, that's all right. I wasn't planning to stay that long anyway. See you cited you will money in all my grocery.
In that case, I recommend you register an item adventure skill on the merchant skill. That way you won't be charged entry taxes like the one you gave earlier.
I see. I'll probably go with the merchant's guild then. I figured that's something in ingredients on the travels.
Good plan.
But how are you going to control the monsters when Phil hurts?
They'll be enormous, sure.
Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna go sleep. I'm a bit tired. We're watching a good anime though. It is transfer to another world cooking with my absolute skill. It's really good. But a bit of sleep would be nice. Love ya. Before we go, a bit of a magic trick. Good night, shield.